Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on our YouTube account and we are looking at phase 2. That is right, guys. We are in phase 2 of the Hopeless Isles. So within here we do have the Baden boss or the Corruptor. Hopeless Isles again. We are trying to do this as an entire team. Looking at our leaderboard, looking at the teams that we have here, Key is still leading, guys. She is usually in the top 1 or 2. You can see this is the formation that she's utilizing. We're going to be using a variation of this formation, see exactly which one does work a little bit better, but the second formations are hidden. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you the formations again that we're using within this game mode and trying to really maximize the damage that we have within here. So looking at our first team comp, you can see right here, this is a variation. Now this is actually from a Chinese guild that we have over on Discord. They used Yennefer within here. So you can see right in the back Yennefer. Now I do not have her built out very far, which means probably the effectiveness is not going to be there. Now within the first group, you do have to have the awakened version of Baden, which you are given. So with this one, guys, a lot of players are kind of power capped depending on where you're at. You might have a lower form or a lower build of Baden, again, depending on exactly where you're at. But looking at our formation, we have the awakened version of Baden. We have Saurus right here on the bottom. We have Damon, of course, damage shielding. We have Yennefer, and then we do have Hodgkin. Now, some players are swapping out Yennefer and putting the twins in this formation to really round it out. Now, looking at the heroes that we have here, guys, Saurus, Damon, Hodgkin, and the twins absolutely should be a very big priority when it comes to building them out. They are some of the key heroes that are still used in a lot of spots of AFK Arena. Hodgkin, of course, has a massive buff, but is also providing a lot of crowd control, the retaliation ability. Twins exacerbating that by the super cycle that they have in there with the haste and also the link between Baden and the link between Saurus. Now, some players do also run Damon up in the front. Again, with 5 attempts, you can kind of go through here. You can see exactly which one is going to work the best, but I'm going to put Saurus up in front because remember, Saurus with the plus 30 signature item is going to allow for a significant amount of healing to this team to really keep them up and keep them alive. Now, looking at the main one right here, guys, this is still the original version of Talene. Some players do use the awakened version of Talene for the shielding aspect, but overall, similar to what we've seen in other boss comps, we are reliant on Scarlet just to destroy damage, guys. Scarlet is probably one of the biggest burst heroes that we have within AFK Arena. Now, she does die relatively quick, but in the course, even like the Grotesque Mage, in the first 40 seconds, she can put out more damage than anybody else within comps, which is kind of crazy when you look at the scaling aspect. We have Rowan in the front, of course, that is going to have the potions to keep the team up. Also the energy. Talene is going to be the healing aspect. The original Talene is a support hero when you're building them out. We have Rosaline for the ultimate ability and also strengthening the attack rating that we see there on Scarlet, and then the same with Silas. So Silas is going to have the healing clouds, but he is also going to increase the attack rating for this entire combination, which makes it for a very, very strong team between both of those. Now I'm going to begin, see exactly where we can kind of get with the damage-wise. Again, I know we're not going to be the top damage dealers. Elder Tree isn't quite built up as well. All of these heroes are not completely maxed out with plus 60, plus 80 or higher engraving. But overall, guys, again, we go through here pretty quick. We do some decent damage. And you do want to make sure that you're doing this every single day because you're really pushing damage in here. But you also do get some pretty good rewards. Guys, remember, consistency within AFK Arena. Really cannot stress that enough. The consistent damage and the consistent progression that you're making in here, even if you're just getting 1 or 2 common scrolls, that could be an elite hero, that could be a Celestial or Hypogean, that could even be an awakened hero from the 1 scroll that you're pulling out of here, which is the big reason, guys, again, utilizing everything that you have in here to maximize the damage. You can see there, guys, 1.1 billion, so pretty good right there. And then the second one, again, we are focused on Scarlet, and Scarlet just crushing damage, guys. It is still pretty incredible how fast she can put out damage. Rowan's in here healing, Rosaline's in here healing, Talene's in here healing. Just a very, very strong combination between those. But of course, guys, with Scarlet, you do have to kind of take it with a grain of salt. For the simple fact that Scarlet has a very, very high RNG high RNG factor in there, which we see. That is why they give us 5 attempts. If we only had one shot at this, guys, and that was it, you could really not rely on the RNG all that well. But having 5 attempts in here can definitely get the damage much higher. Looking at our battle history, we did 1.2, and this one I actually used Yennefer. Again, Yennefer is not really built up on this account, so you can see significantly the damage that the twins did, allowing Saurus to really rock the damage. But one of the big things, guys, is if you look at the Awakened version of Baden, not doing an incredible amount of damage. So overall, again, a lot of players, I know he is used in a couple game modes, but overall, it seems like this one specifically, he is not really doing much damage at all. And even looking for the build, guys, I have this max out 152 is where we're at. Have to get the rest of this Elder Tree built up a little bit further, but we do have the Mage and we do have the Ranger up to that 152 mark. And then looking there, guys, putting almost 842, so almost 1 billion damage up in the matter of just a couple seconds. Now, we do have a couple more attempts. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to change up the pets. I'm going to go in here and use this one. Now, the Winged Lion is one of the most versatile pets that we do see. This one, I'm going to go ahead and use the dragon. Big thing with both of those, guys, is depending on the formation you're fighting, it actually works pretty well with the combination, which again, I want to see if we can get a little bit higher than that 2 billion mark. Some players with all of these heroes just max out, guys. It is incredible the amount of damage that they can put out in such a short amount of time. It is kind of crazy. And you can see, guys, Hodgkin has that black flag right up here in the middle. So really boosting the attack and the defense of the entire team, which allows Saurus, again, to just crush damage, guys. If you remember, if you've been playing AFK Arena for a while, Saurus was essentially what Scarlet is now. Saurus used to, when Saurus was released, he went about 10x on everybody else's damage when it came to guild bosses. When it comes to a lot of the comps, he was the one that just absolutely crushed damage, guys. That is why so many players still do have him built, because he does an incredible amount of damage. And then, of course, he was further replaced by Scarlet. But again, Scarlet has that really big RNG factor when it comes to the ultimate ability. Depending on where these bolts go, they can do an incredible amount of damage on the enemy, but they can also kill out your team very, very fast. Again, with the RNG aspect in there. So it looks like we might beat out the score. Nope, not going to beat out the score from last time. So again, Winged Lion coming in here every single ult. So 2.069, so did not beat it. I'm going to go ahead and do my last challenge attempts on auto, and we'll just conclude it at that, guys, for the two teams. I know a lot of players were struggling. I got a lot of questions today on what team to use for the second one. Again, because you cannot see it, this is relatively a pretty solid team in here. Even if you go in here and you do not have the original version, so the OG version of Taylene, you can also put the Awakened version of Taylene in there. Still works kind of on the same premise, uses shielding instead of healing, so it will work in that same premise. Then, of course, within the stages, guys, we get some diamonds, personal quests. This is what we're looking for right here, guys. Absolutely, we want the cores. We want some of our red chests. With these cores, I'm continuing to build out, and I might be pretty close to getting our Awakened version of Solus up to the plus 60 signature item, or excuse me, the plus 60 engraving. We have 125, and I want to see just how close I am, guys. Again, we've been kind of pushing it every single time. We have 59, and we need one more, which is right there. We need, I think it's right there, 250. So we are 41 short, guys, of getting that plus 60 engraving on her. We are very, very close. So, all right, guys, so that'll do it for today's video. Just wanted to show you the second team. The boss has entered. You can see right there. The boss has entered the second phase. The rewards have been updated. Make sure you hop in here and you do get the rewards out of here. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.